Hey guys, I wanted to take a video here to discuss the vehicles that are available in Ghost Recon. I would say that about 70% of them are kind of forgettable and only worth it if you really have no choice. Other vehicles are harder to come by, so I'd say about 15 to 20% are actually worth using and trying to work with on a daily basis. Anything from Unidad is going to be great and fun. The Cessna and light helicopter are also very good. Don't expect too much in the way of realism or physics here, which is a bit of a letdown, because as we'll see, there are virtually no downsides to the car failures, or even when there are, they're pretty inconsistent. The Nakahawa truck here is one that you can get from the Rebels, and it's kind of an underrated beast, as it were. Decent speed, great in a pinch, can climb things it really shouldn't be able to, and has pretty good durability as well. When you need a land-based vehicle, you either just want to have some fun or you need it for a specific purpose, and that's the catch here. Beyond that, there's really no need or full desire beyond just wanting to have fun to focus on the cars, as they're kind of meh overall. This Suburban thing is a Rebel vehicle that I stole just out of need, and they must have juiced it up or something, because even on flat ground this sucker moved, and as you can see, it just takes a beating and keeps on ticking. Vehicles operate essentially the same until the last tier of damage. First there's some white smoke or steam, then some grayish smoke. If you get to the black smoke, you can start to hear the engine tick, or if you're in an aircraft, you'll hear warning alarms. After that, it's kind of done, and it will start to burn, and then after a little bit it'll just blow up
from here.
This is an armored truck just flying up this hill without any real issue, and even when I start going downhill, it's pretty easy to recover for the most part. The mounted turret on top of this vehicle and available on some of the other vehicles, it's pretty awesome and great for some quick ambushes, but for doing major drive-bys or things, it's kind of hard to aim and be really accurate with, so you may end up taking out civilians or your target that you need to capture instead of actually kill.
Unit up ahead. Ready? Fire, fire, fire.
Opening fire on these fuckers. Open hornet's nest.
There are some special cars like the Lamborghinis or this Dodge thing that are available, but they're kind of out of place, and especially down on these dirt mountain roads, and really kind of worse than most of the other cars for serious fun. Now, if you're just looking to blast around and wreck, hit things, and have kind of a screwy fun period, they're great. There's nothing really wrong with them. There are two kind of bikes, one basic and kind of alright, and then the dirt bike, which is really fast and pretty decently fun. You can do some roosting on it, some endos, and some other stuff. Here I just pointed in one direction and made virtually no adjustments to my course and floored it, and let the terrain guide my course. Even if you hit something head on, chances are that you'll be able to just kind of stop and turn and keep on driving. I've flown off once, I think, but even then I haven't really been able to recreate it, and I don't even know what I hit that caused me to fly off. Boats are more forgettable than the cars. There are a few, some are fun, most are really kind of worthless. One's even a one-seater, which is really pointless in a group game. They have the same kind of issue with cars where they don't take a lot of damage and seem to respond properly, but they can be fun in the big lake area, but there's not a lot of place to really use them other than a couple of rivers, which is kind of a letdown. There's 3 helicopters in the game. The Black Hawk is great for a multiplayer platform, as the pilot can have miniguns or rockets depending on which variant you get. And if you have passengers, 2 of your passengers get miniguns. And that's where it kind of shows that the game seems like it could have been designed for more than 4 players, since on top of the 2 minigunners, there's 2 more seats in the back that are by the open doors, and they would be able to shoot us out as well. It's slower and sluggish, but it does kind of compensate for that with the amount of firepower that it can lay down. The light chopper is probably what you'll want to use the most. It's fast, maneuverable within reason, as the controls are kind of a bit wonky in some instances, and the pilot can get nothing in this version, or there's a version with miniguns or rockets. Passengers can shoot off the skid seats, but they're kind of target sitting out there. This little thing's a lot of fun and definitely worth using. Beyond this, there is an Apache type of helicopter, and the pilot gets rockets where the passenger gets to control the nose turret, which is really kind of fun. Kind of changes how you attack situations where you want to use it. It's pretty fast, decently armored, just a lot harder to acquire. There's really only 2 airplanes. There's a civilian-style B-25, not sure exactly what it is, but it's kind of like that, and then there's a Cessna. Both are fun and usable, though sadly you can't do loops or anything like that. You can do barrel rolls. Dodging SAMs in both the light chopper and the Cessna, it's not really too difficult depending on how many are inbound and how good you are at the controls. Usually I'll use planes to set up airdrops versus choppers where I can just kind of hover and then land myself where I want to be, keeping the chopper around for relocation as necessary. Parachuting is a lot of fun. Skydiving will let you drop down pretty fast, but for me, parachuting is where I really get to map out what I'm doing as I float around above the target. I can look for points of interest, I can look for different angles of approach, and then plan my landing as necessary for that. If you get too close though, you will become a target, and landing on sniper towers or in the middle of bases, while doable, you got to be quick and you got to be careful because they will target you very fast. So vehicles are not terrible in the game, but they don't handle quite right. The cars always seem either a little sluggish, like there's some inherent input lag, or the friction on the ground doesn't work quite right. But again, they are fun, they are usable. Most of the time though, I think you'll be sticking to air, just coming to the ground when you need to take a convoy or catch up to something. But they don't really hurt the game overall. The style of play, they kind of fit within the world, so it's not really a major detraction. Just kind of something that I wanted to show so people have kind of an idea of how to get around in the big world. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.